Growing up, I always wanted abs. I would spam those 5-minute ab videos, I would try to count my calories, and although I would occasionally have some form of abs, I never got that look that I was looking for. Until one day I woke up and realized that if other people could do it, then so could I. I'll break down everything I did to get abs into 3 simple steps so you could just skip the trial and error and get straight to doing. I'm gonna be fully transparent with you. My abs were built in 2 different ways. The first way was through learning calisthenic skills, as to learn the skills you need to have some form of core strength, and with strength comes muscle. But that wasn't really what got my abs to come through. What really made a difference in the appearance of my abs was progressively overloading in exercises that directly hit my abs through the entire range of motion. And to be honest with you, I only really do 2 ab exercises. I start with an exercise that will hit my lower abs first while they're still fresh. I actually always recommend to everyone that they should start with a decline crunch, as it's not too difficult and it allows you to raise your butt off the bench without too much difficulty, and it lets you get a good stretch. So if it lets you get a good stretch and it lets you get a good contraction, that means you're getting good stimulus through the entire range of motion. The decline crunch also has a really good strength curve, which means the exercise is at its most difficult at the strongest position and its easiest at the weakest position. It's also really easy to progress in, so overall it's just an amazing exercise. So if it's too easy, you just extend your legs and make it longer, and if it's too hard, you just crunch in a little bit to make it a bit easier. And if it gets too easy when your legs are completely straight, then you can just add weight. Start with the legs bent, legs straight, and then add weight. I always hit my upper abs after my lower abs, as for myself and most people, the upper abs respond very well to resistance training. And if you think about it, it's a more natural movement. Even when you're just sat down doing nothing, you're a little bit crunched in. When you're getting out of bed, you're crunching up. Any form of crunch that you can progress in and take through its entire full range of motion will be great. For example, if you're a complete beginner, just start with floor crunches, then do incline crunches and use your arms to adjust the resistance profile of the exercise. So for example, it'll be easiest when your arms are tucked in, and it'll be at its hardest when your arms are extended out. Alternatively, if you don't mind looking a little bit weird, you could do cable crunches in the gym. They do look a bit awkward, to be honest, and they do have a little bit of a learning curve, but if you get really good at them, then you definitely will grow some thick, strong abs. They're also really good for progression, as when you get good at it, all you have to do is add a little bit of weight to progress. And on the last set, after you've maxed out your good, clean reps, just pump out a few extra cheat reps, because it's fun. And if you do want a full 3-month beginner resistance training program that includes these ab exercises, then you can get it in the link in the description. I wish someone told me this growing up, but you could do every single ab exercise under the sun, under the moon, but if you do not lock in with your diet, you will never see your abs. As of course, you need to be lean enough to see them. But to get that look that you're looking for, the one where you're very lean and you can see your abs popping out, it would have to be around 12% body fat. And if I had to give you 3 pieces of advice that would make the biggest difference to your body fat percentage, it would be to eat mainly whole foods, eat with volume in mind, and to track your calories. Whole foods will provide you with macro and micronutrients to fuel your body for your workouts, and it will help you with your recovery and building your muscles. And if you want to build up your abs, then you want to have to build up your muscles, which means you want to eat a clean diet. Whole foods also tend to be lower in calories and more satiating, which is ideal if you're trying to lose fat because you don't want to be starving yourself. Eating whole foods is just good for you in general, so no more chicken nuggets. Get off the chicken nuggets. And I say to eat with volume in mind because not all whole, clean foods are low in calories. If your sole focus is to lose fat so you can see your abs, then focus on eating high volume foods. These are foods that take up more space on your plate and in your stomach, but also are lower in calories, which means you lose weight while still feeling full. These will be foods such as your fruits, your vegetables, your eggs, and your lean meats. Eating eggs and lean meats will also contribute to you eating 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. And if you care about either retaining muscle or building muscle whilst losing fat, then this is something that you probably should be interested in. The only real way to know exactly what you're putting into your body and how much of it you're putting into your body is by tracking your food. Nutrition can be seen in the same way as spending money. I mean, it's not really the healthiest way to look at it, but it can work. You don't go out of your way to buy some sort of expensive, gimmicky, random consumerist product every single day. So why would you go out of your way to buy some sort of high-calorie, ultra-processed snack that won't provide you any sort of benefit? Same thing. Just track your calories the same way you track your spending throughout the week. You're trying to save on money, so you're trying to save on calories. Same thing. And don't get me wrong, the goal is not to track for the rest of your life. The goal is to track until you get lean, track for a little while whilst you're lean to get into the habit of eating at maintenance. And then once you've got it locked in, then you don't have to track anymore. It's easy. The final goal is to learn how to eat intuitively once you are lean. That's the only way to maintain the look that you're trying to get. But if you can learn and apply those 3 habits to your diet, you will lose fat. And if you do it long enough, then you will see your abs. And the third step is to simply do the first 2 steps for long enough to see real change and to turn them into a habit so you can do them forever without having to think about it. Because I can give you all the knowledge I have when it comes to fitness and getting lean and getting abs, but if you don't put the work in for long enough to get the results, then you won't see any results. And a great example is my younger brother, Ryan, who was actually the first person I ever coached. And he went from being skinny fat to just looking absolutely ridiculous. And yes, he had someone there to guide him through the process and teach him everything he needs to know to actually get there, but all the work that was put in came from him. And to get a transformation like his, you need to work incredibly hard. And I will forever be proud of the work that he's put in and the work that he continues to put in to this day. And if you do want to work one-on-one with me to transform your body, just press the link in the description for one-on-one coaching. Anyway, use motivation to get the ball rolling, develop discipline to build the habits, and then use those habits to create and maintain a body that you're proud of. Anyway, like and subscribe if you've enjoyed the video. It's been a pleasure talking to you. My name is Iyad Harishi, by the way.